cupcake. It tasted pretty good, actually. And I had a clam chowder cupcake as well. Also pretty good. I'm like so weird though. Like I'm like, I don't care.
The red cabbage one was entertaining.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
You split that, yeah.
It was so funny, like the difference between Huskun and me eating it. I'm like, and he's just like throwing up.
Exactly. It's like, Huskun, you are weak.
Yeah. This person has blinky eyes.
It does.
Oh my god, that's awesome!
Thank you.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
So, apologize, I know I'm doing an unprofessional thing of using the phone and stuff like that. It's just two of our panel members are MIA. And I am quickly trying to get a hold of them and figure out what's going on. So I apologize for that.
Way against becoming guest of honor if you like disappear mysteriously after a year or two?
No, apparently that is a prerequisite.
Okay.
So I do apologize. We're going to get started here in a moment.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Is this the soft mouse panel? Oh, hi, you're from bowling.
I am for bowling. I love going to local cons because I get to see everybody who is around here. It's so funny because I live so close to Wisconsin that like all the Chicago fairs and all the Wisconsin fairs are like, they're all considered local to me.
Nice.
Can't relate. What do we live, like 30 minutes from the border? Something like that. So everyone's like, oh, you're from Illinois. And I'm like, yeah, but I hang out with all the Wisconsin fairs all the time.
From the state of Chicago.
I'm from the state of Chicago, yeah. It should be its own state. Just the whole, like, northern Illinois minus Rockford.
Yes, please. That's where fur's from.
And you. We don't want Rockford part of our city of Chicago, or state of Chicago. Yeah, I could rant forever about southern Illinois and Springfield and, like, not so much southern Illinois, but just Springfield in general. It took them 88 days to get me my medical marijuana card. Just for reference, in Arizona, it took a week and a half.
Wow.
So yeah, Illinois is extremely inefficient. Yeah, in Arizona, I just like went to the doctor, they took my picture on a cell phone, and then I got my card a week and a half later with that picture from the cell phone on there. In Illinois, I had to go get fingerprinted, I had to get a background check, I had to go get a passport photo, aka mugshot, and then it took 88 days. On day like 85, like 80 or 85, we were on the phone with them because their email kept bouncing.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like messaging them, and okay, just so we're clear who was dealing with this. My neurologist, her office manager, him, who's a software engineer, and me, who's a social media manager, kept getting this email to bounce. And they were laughing at us. Springfield was laughing at us on the phone because they thought we were like stupid. And then like they were like, oh, well, just write the email in. I'm like, I'm writing it in, and it keeps saying that like I keep getting a mailer deeming back. So I said, can you please give me a different email? So the lady gave me her personal email, went right through. But they were like literally laughing at us on the phone. It was like a neurologist, her office manager, a software engineer, and a social media manager were telling them that the email wasn't working, and they were laughing at us on the phone. This group, or this, it's called compassionate care. And like, that's not very compassionate.
Yeah.
This is after you called them like 50 times.
Oh yeah, and they won't answer the phone. This is true. They won't answer the phone unless you call like 50 times. And they just get tired of seeing your number, and then they'll answer. That's a real story. That's how the medical marijuana thing works in Illinois. So, oh my God, ridiculous.
Well, and that's one of the things that we do at this panel. So it's titled "Coming and Going," and I'm pretty sure for reasonable reasons that they decided not to include the latter half, which is sucking.
Oh yeah, I know. I was kind of bummed about that.
Yeah.
The original concept of this panel is I just came with the idea. I was like, oh hey, you know, your goes and prior past and stuff like that, and we can always tell stories and relate our experiences and stuff like that with the con, not just as being a go, but just for anybody in general, like enjoyments of the cons, things to do, things to look out for. and things of that nature. And then Fur happened to have his panel, which was Go Forth and Suck.
Which was a really cool concept for a panel.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta be completely honest. Like,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
It was, and the concept of that panel was basically, the message was, as it says, like, you are going to fail at things, but that's okay. You learn from them, you get better, and you pick up and keep on going. And it just happened that his was in the same room right after us, and we were already going over it. It's like, oh
Let's
wait,
just
this is
keep
supposed to
going.
be my
Yeah.
panel. So then we discussed it, and like, we decided to just combine the two things together, and here we are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm Zen Fox. I was guest of honor a couple of years ago. I can't remember when, because I have a terrible memory. I'm becoming an old man.
2017?
I think so. That sounds about right. You were also a guest of honor.
Yeah, in the inaugural year of this convention, 2014.
Yeah. So it's she does the humor stuff. She's quite amusing.
I can be.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure you guys seen her doing the Who's Line and stuff like that. And I'm just some guy that went crazy and built a mech suit thing. And one of the things that they look forward to is like, and I'm probably gonna get ahead of myself a little bit, but it's with being a guest of honor. It's not one of the things I have told people, because I've always had people ask me about this. Is don't go in expecting to be it. Don't go in like, oh, what do I do to get this title or anything like that. It's like the two of us, we didn't even know what was going to happen. We were just like, at the end of the, or at least with me, at the end of the convention.
With Alkali said, I knew that him and Bit had been trying to start a convention up here because they had like they basically had like a meet at Bit's house, like I think for like Memorial Day or one of those holidays. And they were like, we should turn this into a convention because it's getting so big and blah, blah, blah. And so Alkali called me on the phone one day, like we're talking like probably like a year to like 8 months before the first Fursquared, and he's like, Bit and me are starting a convention and we want to make you guest of honor. And I was like, cool, awesome. And then like, I would say like end of 2013, or beginning of 2013, they were announcing, they did like that video. The end is just the beginning. And they were like, we need a picture of you. And I was like, okay. So I like went out in the desert, like, cause I was like driving from Arizona to California. And so like, I have this picture of me and I'm just like out in the desert with my service dog. And that's the picture they used. Cause he's like, quick, give me a picture of you that we can use. And that was the picture that they used because I was on the way to California. And I didn't have any other picture. So if that video is still on YouTube if you guys want to see what I'm talking about. It's a really funny video. So it's called like Fursquared, like the end is just the beginning or something like that. But it's the promo video and it's great. Like Alkali and Xander are freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Like it's so good. It's so good.
The bulge.
Oh yeah, that's where that came in too. They're like with other people, like the bulge. Like it's so you have to watch. If you have not watched the video, you need to watch the video. So don't forget, it's the end of the con. Just as soon as we're done with this panel, you should just go watch it because it's so funny. It's great.
Yeah, that was like I said, that was kind of like up and coming the start of it, and they're just doing what they could to have fun and be entertaining. That's one of the things that we do our best to do is to go out, have a good time, and for us it's not a sense of title, it's a matter of like, hey, we love being essentially public servants in a sense.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, because they tried to tell you was it the 621 rule or something along the lines of that. I know with me personally, the year that I was the guest of honor, I was involved in about 30 panels.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, like it doesn't sound right every time I keep thinking about it, but then I actually sat down and made a list because I was going to make my own personal journal about Fursquared and feedback on it. And I was like, it was like 30-some things. How did I function?
No, seriously, the year I was guest of honor, like in the morning, like at opening ceremonies, I was in the main events. And I basically stayed in main events until Who's Lion that night. And then the next day, Saturday was a little bit more like leeway, but Friday it was like the entire day I was in main events. I like didn't ever even leave main events.
Yeah, I was just all over the place. And for me, one of my personal favorite experiences throughout the con was I found myself, I don't know how, with a span of time where I had nowhere to be, nothing to do. I'm only half drunk, it's the middle of the night, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wander around through the halls. And I was a terrible person at first because I started making terrible puns at people randomly. My God. But I'm just wandering around and I just happened to wander by one of the rooms, which didn't have anything going on at the time, but Kage and Alkali were in there. They decided to take an empty room and turn it into a charity story hour thing. So, you know, the hat was up there and they're up there exchanging stories of things they've done. And I just kind of walked up on stage, relieved one of the two, I can't remember at this point, of their drink and a microphone, and just started talking. And in about like 10-15 minutes of like me working with them and stuff like that and having a good time, I turned around like, by the way, what is going on in here? What is this?
Don't even know what it is.
But it was one of my most absolute favorite things because we actually, I can't say me specifically, but they already raised some money for charity. It was a good amount of money that was raised, and we had a good time. Some videos were recorded.
Pants came down for charity.
There was a call from security that said, attention, be on the lookout, 3 idiots have overtaken whatever the room name was. But yeah, they even closed the door and it's like, oh, they're starting to get really dumb now. Click. But you know, that's one of the things we do is just go through and we have fun. We tell stories, share jokes and stuff like that.
Hey, Pandas.
Look everybody, it's Pandas!
Yay. You're not having cupcakes.
Oh well,
Hello.
I noticed your balls.
Balls to you.
By the way, Pandas, it's okay, I didn't shower either.
Neither did I.
Fact,
That's why I
right?
have a fursuit on.
Yeah, this is why I'm wearing a hat.
I'm gonna wear my suit when I go, or I'm gonna wash myself when I get home in my night shower. Oh yeah, he's good. He's just chilling.
So on a side note, when Fur will be trying to get here as soon as he can, he also had forgotten, even though he was one of the people that helped me set up with the panel, because he was playing Werewolf.
Oh, whoops.
I didn't have this panel on my schedule, but when I looked at SCED and went, I wonder why I'm listed in SCED, but they didn't put this on my
Yeah.
panel list.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I was just like to Husker, I'm like, can you just like list me in all the panels that I'm like going to be a part of? Because I have a feeling I'm like gonna forget.
Programming sent me a list of panels that included a panel at 1, which actually is at 3:30, not this panel. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna show up to the panel I'm part of, and then he messaged me like
Just keep
15
going.
minutes ago or whatever, and was like, are you coming and going? I'm like,
Whoops.
what? This is not a panel, hello.
There wasn't a whole lot of coming, but there was a lot of
Oh
going.
yeah,
apparently.
absolutely. He's been very good this weekend.
So, Pandas, we were talking about
Click.
Oh, it's a puppy.
That's my hand, it's all wet now.
For those of you who are watching on the camera, he is not reaching at Simj. There's a puppy down below.
My hand is all wet now.
Oh, I thought of a great comment, but not if this panel's PG.
This panel,
Kage here.
Uncle Kage is a busy man, and I do not wish to
Sorry.
torture him with me. I have given the man enough grief.
Leave it. You're done.
Oh. But we were talking about our how we can go and like one of our favorite parts of cons past. So now it's your turn now that you're here, if you don't mind.
Just like cons in general, or specifically Fursquared?
You know what? Any con in general.
Any con in general. Well, I mean, nothing's gonna be being guest of honor for Fursquared. That was their clue, their furry whodunit theme year.
Yes.
I managed to hide in the audience. I brought a small bag so I could quick change in the audience. The entire board had no idea where I was. They were like,
Where's Pandez?
where is Des? What's going on? And I managed to hide behind a fursuiter and change into like this black top hat and cape and snidely whiplashed giant mustache. And they're like, announced the other guy, they announced Pepper, because he was the other guest that year. And they're like, and Pandez, who is supposed to be here. And that was the cue, because one of the AV guys, I gave them the cue. So all of a sudden they play, ding, 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 and I jump out. What's the matter, Alkali? Lost your guest of honor? And the look on his face was like, and I just literally pranced out of the room. Hi.
I'm getting bored.
Poor
you wanna-
puppy.
And then immediately ran into the hallway, quick changed again to a Sherlock Holmes outfit, and came in through the door right beside the stage. Don't worry, Alkali, I will find your guest of honor.
Go around.
Wanna fight? Hi.
He likes you. My dogs all love Pandez.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, it's me.
Yeah. Every single one of my dogs is always like, oh, hey.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. It wasn't just like a little thin one; it was a thick, bushy
Giant curly
mustache.
mustache.
And when he
I'm
left, he even
so
did
sad I
the.
missed that.
He even did the.
This is the cape across
off.
And then
I wonder if there's video of that.
There is.
There is. I've
there
seen
is
it.
somewhere.
I'm gonna have to
And,
watch it. I missed 2015 and 2016, unfortunately, due to some extenuating circumstances. But yeah, I'm so bummed I didn't get to see that.
And then of course, when they had the Meet the Guest of Honor panel, I was in like a big pimp outfit. And again, I wasn't there, and they're like, once again, Pandez isn't here, what's going on? So and that was AV's cue. Change up brick. And I walk in with my pimp outfit and my cane, and you go halfway, and then I'm just like, and Sarathan comes over and escorts me up the stage in pursuit.
Oh
I
my
was just
God.
like, dear God, the things you do. I'm like, I'm into theming. Hello.
Yeah.
And then of course, I helped create a cult, so that was fun. The Kayla Rod.
Yes.
All
Yes.
started with
I
one.
bought your coin card.
Those are fantastic. I'm not like super active within the group anymore. I'm kind of like, here,
Yeah.
I helped start this, and now you go run, go play, see what you can do.
Go, my
And
pretties.
They do a fantastic. The coins this year were fantastic.
Oh my God,
Oh,
yeah, they
yes.
were. They're so hefty too. Like they're substantial.
Oh yeah, like and I love the playing card aspect to them.
Yeah, I like the playing card one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was just walking around the con, just handing out these little kale pins to people. I'm like, I handed out to a couple people, and they're like, if you know someone who should be inducted into the Kalerati, bring them to me. Do not tell anyone else about the Kalerati. They'd bring them up to me, and I'd be like, are they trustworthy? Yes. Are you feeling that you are trustworthy? Sure. Here's a pin. Do not wear this at all times. Do not tell anyone what it is. But if you feel someone should be inducted in, bring them to me. And I just had a whole bag of these pins, and I was handing them out. And like these pins were showing up everywhere. And Alkali was getting really frustrated. It was great. And it culminated on the Saturday night when the staff was gathering and they were eating pizza in the sponsors lounge. Like, okay, we're gonna have our decompression hour. And the hotel liaison walks in with some of the pizzas. And as the hotel liaison goes to leave, Dragor taps Alkali on the shoulder. The hotel liaison has one of those goddamn pins. And Alkali just gets this look like. And as soon as she walks out of the room, who the f is giving kale pins to the hotel? And I'm sitting there going, wow, who would do that? And closing ceremonies, he called me up. He's like, hey, thanks for this. I'm like, hey, what can I say? You guys know how to organize things really well. And so do I. All hail kale. All hail kale. And everyone who had a pin stood up.
Oh my God.
And he was just like, what's going on? And I turn around and open up my vest, and there's just a line of the pins on the inside.
So many.
He had no idea it was me the whole weekend. He's like, I hate you and love you at the same time.
See, the amazing part about that is the staff, Alkali, and everyone else, Dragor, even Xander and John and all of them, they're very good at noticing things and being well aware of them. And very good at keeping an eye out for it. The fact that you were able to do this with a bunch of random people and that all these people didn't say a word to anybody except for other people also being included and added in is quite amazing. But yeah, and that's one of the things as us goes do, we find ways to mess with alkalis.
Oh my god, last year.
I feel like that's our main goal. Yeah, like, or even like when I was the guest of honor, I would even go up and find like, oh hey Alkali, I did this, I did this, I did this. It's like, what are you doing to my con? It's like, I even tried telling you. I've sent you messages, phone calls of what I'm doing. You didn't respond and you ignored me. Therefore, I acted out. And you know, it was obviously nothing harmful, but it was like going in, crashing panels and stuff like that. You didn't even see me disappear. Because you were hosting the fursuit dance.
Oh yeah.
So when I was wondering about, he was hosting and I just happened to walk in right when somebody just finished doing one of the dances for the competition, and he was emceeing, and he looks over and sees me there. And you know, I go up and make jokes with you, and then he turned around to address the crowd, and he looked back, and I was just gone. I thought it made a lot of noise because the way I left wasn't the way I came in, which was the main door. Is I went back, crawled over some stacked chairs, went across the stage, and through the back door, having gone whoop, ka-chunk. And you're just like, oh, Zed disappeared. Oh well. But for me actually, what I found out after the fact is one of the things I actually really liked about doing that by accident, in a manner of speaking. Was the person that was up to dance next was extremely nervous. You know, she was like all wrecking. You know, like it's not like you're trying to compete for like a $5,000 prize or anything like that. But at the same time, she was still very nervous and anxious. And when I came in, we made jokes and stuff like that. It gave her a moment to actually lighten up and calm down. And she felt like she was finally ready to actually go forth, and she managed to even place as one of the top 3 or 4 or something like that.
Nice.
And that's one of the things I personally love doing, is if I can do anything that makes somebody smile or improve their mood. And I'm pretty sure the same thing for you guys too.
Oh yeah, like I will. Last night, I ate, what was it, wasabi cupcake,
wasabi cupcake.
salsa
no.
cupcake, and cupcake roulette, and I was like, so I could get a delicious, tasty cupcake, or I could get something filled with not pleasant stuff.
I had a clam chowder cupcake and a red cabbage cupcake. It was super interesting.
Pepper
Corn
got
pepper. The
Tuna fish.
Sriracha sauce.
Sriracha. I
Yeah.
was like, this. It starts with S. I can't think of what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got the sriracha cupcake, and the look on his face will be emblazoned in my brain for the rest of my life.
Like,
It was hilarious.
I was sitting next to Pepper, and I felt like I was sitting next to Steve-O from Jackass, because everything he put in his mouth, he was like throwing up. He was just like, just like everything. He just had the puke bucket right there, ready to go. I was just like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have a weak stomach. It was really funny though.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
Didn't they use you as a broom in main events one year?
Yes, they did. You
Yes.
mean last year when Fur had the cannon explode? Yeah, the confetti cannon. Yeah,
Alkali was very upset with that, but yes,
that is pretty epic though.
yes, there's confetti everywhere, and people, like after we were done in the room, because the Fur was running, like I think it was the main events room. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And Fur was doing like a karaoke night in there, and we were starting to wind down, so people were like, you know, starting to help with sweeping up the confetti in the room. And me being me, I'm just like, wait, guys, I could be helpful with this, because they're just trying to shuffle with their feet and their hands, and I just throw myself on the floor. I'm like, somebody grab my feet. They're just, it worked way too well, where they're just sliding me across the floor, pushing
Once you
confetti.
get up together, right?
And then even the person holding my feet lost it, because when he went to go push me at the end, I'm just, and
Blowing
confetti just
it
goes
too.
everywhere. And he just lost it. He dropped his feet. My feet. He dropped his feet. He dropped my feet, and it's just like, I'm done.
That's way too funny.
Yeah, Dragor was there too, and he recorded a video of it. I was like, please send that to me. And it's now a GIF that I use every once in a while, and a few other people have also used. There's also some more GIFs with me now.
Yes, there are.
As to, according to Xander, I am now the Jiggler. By the way, there is a new hotel rule for this convention. Please do not mess with, alter, or move, or remove the ceiling tiles.
Why?
I have so many questions.
So.
Why would that need to be a rule?
There's a story behind it.
Yeah, like anytime you see like a really, what's the one at bowling?
Do not do handstands. Or
Yeah,
something.
do not do handstands on the pool tables. Like that, like rules specifically. Like yeah.
Oh.
Like it says it. There's like a sign, and it's like, do not do this, do not do this, and then it's like no handstands on the pool tables. Like I'm like, there's a story behind that.
I'm also responsible for the rule of do not flip tables at people.
Oh my god.
So, the flip table, it's more or less kind of a joke really, but it was in the con suite, and this is a year prior. Actually, I think it was the year where I was go, and I was just being silly and whatnot, and I went to go pretend to rage flip a table. I was like, wait a second, hey guys, can you help move these things? Okay, and now the people actually helped me clear the table. I'm just like, and slowly tilted it up, and I felt a thunk, and I'm like, oh god,
Oh no.
what happened? Was something
Wait,
still left on there?
you still haven't explained the ceiling tiles.
I'll get to that one next.
I need to know the ceiling tiles.
And I look around the table, and Dusty's there, and he's like feeling his leg. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
Oh no.
Like he had to up. It's like, I'm injured. And I was actually kind of concerned because if I'm even accidentally responsible for so much as even bumping somebody, I feel horrible. And Dusty, he's a tough guy, but he is a small guy.
Yeah, he is very small.
SMOL, small.
Yeah,
Small.
SML.
But no, he was fine because I just lifted up the table slightly and then bumped into him. So in all reality, it's not that bad. But for the intents and purposes of the story, I rage flipped a table, and now we can't do it. Why they let me coming back here year after year, I don't know. Excuse me. The thing with the ceiling tiles was with once again actually in the con suite.
You just need to be out of the con suite. You need a permanent ban from the con suite.
I'm surprised that permanent banned me from anything.
Yeah.
So there were people in there. They were playing games where they had. I don't know how it started or whatever. I just came into one table, one side of the room where people are stacking cans, empty cans.
Oh yeah.
And then on the other side, they're doing the same thing. They're trying their dangest to get up to the ceiling.
Oh, I see that.
And then we're going through and we're knocking down each other's cans and stuff like that. And we're like, we're doing better than you. Well, the one side finally managed to get it all the way up to the ceiling tiles. And I'm like, wait, we can outdo them. It didn't work out because there's a draft in the ceiling and it kept blowing cans over. But even before anybody could even think to whether or not this should happen or not, pictures and videos had already floated around and con staff had found out about it.
Oh no.
I think hotel staff found out about it first.
Of course.
The follow-up to that is somebody's talking to Outliers like, I'm sorry that this happened. It's like, no, if that's the worst thing I have to hear about, we are in good shape.
Yeah. What was it last year? There were people in the hallway at like 3 o'clock in the morning yelling, "Eat the meat, consume the flesh."
I was not aware of this.
Yeah.
Consume the flesh.
Yeah, eat the meat, consume the flesh, and like I guess there were other people staying at this hotel that not part of the convention that were very, very upset about that. So, yeah, and I remember that because like I had like forgotten about it. Like I remember it happening, but like I like totally had forgotten about it, and then I got reminded of it. I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen last year.
I'll have to ask you about something. I don't ask here because it's one of those con stories that they're not supposed to talk about for 2 years. So I can't really bring it up even in query. So I'll have to check on that. I'll have to talk to you about that later if you know anything. But yeah, that's so I know for a fact that I myself am responsible for at least 2 official rules at the con. I think more than that actually. Something about pants is involved, I think. Something about not sleeping in the con suite. I really should not go to the con
No,
suite
you can't
anymore.
go to the con suite anymore. I'm not on staff, but I'm making an unofficial rule that you're not allowed in con suite anymore.
There was actually a point in time that Alkali was somewhat concerned about me, because like when I was a guest of honor, I was doing a lot of panels and stuff like that, and of course, we were well supplied with flavored colored water, usually of a brown variety, and usually with something called an ABV. So, in all seriousness, I was actually okay myself. I was safe. I was on the floor. I was just really, really tired. I was so tired, but it was very sweet because people go by, it's like, oh, Zen, the precious boy. He is doing too much. Rest. Play with this puppy.
Yeah.
And then even Alkali comes over and he stands over me and he's like, hi, how are you? You're alive? Okay, good. And I actually was so tired at that point because, I don't know what the 6-2-1 rule is or whatever it is, something about food and sleep or...
My 6-2-1 rule is a little bit different. It's 6 showers a day, 2 hours of sleep, and 1 meal a day. But that 1 meal a day is what I do all the time because I do that intermittent fasting. So I only eat between the hours of 2 and 10 every day. So it's usually just dinner.
By the way, please, eat if you're hungry.
Yeah.
Make sure you have the energy. Hydrate. Get some sleep. For God's sake, take a shower.
Yes, please.
For those people that are out there who take, oh, I got Axe body spray. Shh. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's not a shower.
That makes
Even though everyone up here, we haven't showered, we're like, you guys should shower.
Yeah.
Like everyone up here has not showered.
Literally, I rolled out of bed this morning and I'm like, I'm gonna go grab a quick breakfast and then come back and shower before breakfast ends. And then as soon as I was done breakfast, they were like, come down to the panel. I'm like, they're getting me as I am.
Pandas, we want nothing but you to be raw and uncut.
Yeah, we're just we're
raw
sitting
and
here, we're like,
uncut.
you guys need to shower. All 3 of us haven't showered. The irony.
Yes. In fact, in that case, we are examples, because look at me, I look like a godforsaken hobo. I thought Iggy was supposed to be the hobo con goer.
You're giving him a run for his money. You should cosplay as Iggy one year.
Oh my goodness.
Let's cosplay him, ask people to...
Can we all cosplay as each other next year? Let's figure out who's going to be who.
You need to be Iggy, you need to ask everyone if they want to play Password and
Yeah.
games. You're running a games panel later, you should come.
Yeah, just confuse Alkali even more, because there's times that he would probably be tired enough and so wound up focusing on things, you're like, okay, did I just see what I saw? We actually love messing with Alkali, and in good ways. We never intend to bring harm or anything like that. And like I said,
Oh my god, last year was great with the Quest for Alkali. We actually had a Telegram chat called Quest for Alkali, and he was not a part of that chat. And we were coming up with ideas for how to screw with him last year.
so one of the things I did was I went to a liquor store with some friends, and I had no intentions of doing this initially. This guy didn't even come to me until we were walking by the discount bin where they had shooters that were 2 for 1. And I'm just like, I am inspired. Oh, there's more. Yes.
It was the biggest bag of just shooters I've ever seen.
Basically went and bought about $30 or $40 worth of shooters and went to them and a couple other people. It's like, hey, because originally we were going to do this elaborate setup of we're going to come up with riddles that Alkali had to answer and stuff like that and give an answer, and they tell them the next person to go to. We were like, no, that would be too much. It's not that we were incapable, it's just we understood that he has a convention to run. And trying to figure out ask me these questions 3, air the other side, you'll see, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, that would probably be a little too stringing on him. Instead, let's pump him full of booze. So I gave them out to people. I'm like, take these are potions. Approach Alkali, like, Alkali, there's an emergency, quick, have this potion of strength so that you can make it through this next endeavor and stuff like that. And throughout the con, people are just like, oh, and he's just like, where are these coming from?
And it was so funny because I had so many of them, but I like was not running into Alkali, and so I finally saw him, and there was just like a group of people, and I'm just like, okay, everybody, here you go. Is everyone here over 21? All right. And I lined them up, and we saw Alkali sitting in main events, like in a rare free moment. So we ended up, I had like a line of like 10 people, and everyone was just giving him one of these potions, and we're like, this is the potion of like humor, and like this is the potion of this, and it was like literally just a line of 10 people, and Alkali's like, what is going on? Like, he was so happy to get the booze, but he was also so confused as why there was a line out the door from main events. I actually have a picture of him, and he's holding all of them in his hand, and he just has like the biggest like, you know,
It was like
eating grin on his face.
He looked like a kid in a candy store
Yes,
with a
he
free
did.
ticket.
He really did. I did an interview with Zenfox on my YouTube channel, and in that video, one of those videos, there's that picture of Alkali holding all the alcohol is in that video. So if you want to see it, that's the easiest way to see it. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's always amazing. So these are the kind of things we do. It's like, and we all do our best to play to our strengths too, and try to survive the con. It's not the con survives us. It's we survive the con.
As you can hear, his voice is like strained right now.
So you all seem pretty tired.
Oh
yeah.
yes, I was up until about 6:30 waiting for breakfast. I was also dealing with some other things that were going on. Then ended up staying up. I was like walking around with friends. And one of the other things I was also doing is, I know it's late night and things can happen, so I was making some rounds. And I'm not trying to police anybody, but I'm just mowing through, making sure people are having a good time, making them laugh.
The literal fun police.
I did kind of do the Alkali thing where somebody's like, check it out, I'm drunk and I can do a flip. I'm like,
No!
God, no!
Don't!
And I can't stop them. It was admittedly very amazing as I see this guy that must have been at least 250 pounds and about 1.5 feet shorter than me go, do-do-do, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, that was amazing. Please don't do that again. It's like, oh, I'm fine. No, you're fine.
Stop.
Con insurance would weep.
Yeah.
Because even if nothing happens, if somebody saw that, that's a risk.
Oh, we should totally just casually drop that to Alkali later. Hey, did you hear about the people doing backflips in the last night? You'd be like, what the?
Does anyone know why there was blood in the front? Like, there was like some sort of blood.
I thought that was fizzy cherry cola.
I thought it was one of the puppies was bleeding somehow. I don't know.
Oh
what,
no!
but
That's very sad.
yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I came in and they were like kind of blocking off that area because there were some suitors that were trying to walk that way, and they were like, "Don't! There's blood on the floor."
Well, that's kind of
I
concerning.
thought someone like now. Well, you were just talking about backflips, so I'm like, "Oh, maybe."
Oh God!
I was like, "Is that why there was blood on the ground?" Like you're just like backflips, and I'm like putting 2 and 2 together. I'm like, did someone bust out a tooth? Like, what's going on here? Someone broke their nose.
We lost a con goer.
Yeah, we lost a congoer.
They disposed of the body to remove the evidence.
Yeah.
No, oh my God, I didn't put that together until you started saying it. Like, oh my God.
I'm like, is that why there was blood in the hallway?
No, I kind of wish that Alkali wasn't aware of that scenario, so we could have walked up to like, yeah, there's somebody that's doing backflips right here. The other. Oh.
Yeah. And then the cops were there yesterday too, so I was kind of like.
They're here every day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Were they? Okay.
Yeah, they took a picture of me with their car.
Oh, that's so cool.
Jaru,
I got
Jaru.
my palms in the car, and I actually took the other guy's phone, and so it's the cop that took the photo.
Oh man, that's funny.
So
Yeah,
they
they've
arrested
been
Jaru.
really. Every time I see those cops walking down the hallway, they have like just the biggest smiles on their faces, and that just like is so funny to me. They're just like
Yes.
having such a good time here.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things I love is like the hotel staff and like the cops that show up and stuff like that.
Everybody's
They
having a good
love
time.
it. They're having a good time and everything like that. I'm also actually very excited about the, apparently what used to be the Sears across the parking lot
Yeah.
is apparently being turned into a convention center type thing with
Oh,
another hotel
no
and
way.
stuff. Yes.
So what does that mean for this?
More space. No, this will still be the main hotel. But yes, there's going to be more space and more room. I don't know that officially. This is just what's been floating around the rumor mill. But I hope so, especially since they're also talking about it's going to have its own skyway.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, there's a Skyway? Yeah, then that would be fantastic.
Yeah, if
Yes.
there's no Skyway, then I'm out.
It's February.
Yeah, it's February.
How many people have avoided going out to eat when just because it's like 20 or something like that?
I've gone out every morning at 6 a.m. for donut runs.
Yay!
Nice.
I'm
Donuts are worth
I
it.
went to Culver's once.
We went to Jason's Deli, and that was an adventure.
You say?
just if you want outdoor funsies, anybody in the Brookfield Best Western, they have about 200 feet of sidewalk, nice, easy crosswalks and everything on Google Maps. They bothered plowing about 40 or 50 feet of it. The rest is you walk on the lane. The shoulder is buried under ice. And
Yes. So yeah, it could get kind of icy out there. Like that's one of the things. Like even earlier, it's like I looked out. It's like, oh, it's sleeting and raining.
It literally yesterday, it looked like it was raining 7-Eleven slushy. Like unflavored 7-Eleven slushy. Like that's just what it looked like outside. It was like the consistency of the slushy.
We decided to stay inside.
Yeah.
Because
I wanted
we.
rain pure syrup.
That would be great.
Pure slushy syrup, just like.
Like I'd totally be okay with, like I actually I like snow, but I'm not a huge rain fan. So like, but if it was raining maple syrup, I think I could get behind that.
I, again, walked over in a bag with an open top con book at the top. They're little round dimples now.
Oh no!
It adds flavor and texture.
I freaking love the artwork on that. Like I had no idea I was getting added to that, and like I just like lost my mind. I was doing backflips when I saw.
No,
I'm like, oh
don't
my
do.
God, this is like the greatest picture anyone's ever drawn of my character. This is so cool. So.
Guys,
That's how you
I
fell
can't
down the
stress.
stairs.
What?
So that's how you fell down the stairs.
No, I fell down the stairs on January 4th. Yeah, a lot of people who were at Aquatifer saw that I was in a wheelchair. That was because I took a tumble down my stairs for like the 100th time, and my left foot went like that,
Oh.
and I heard and
Oh.
felt like something that
Oh.
like I can only describe as guitar strings snapping. And I went to urgent care. They took X-rays. There was no break. But I ended up having to go to a podiatrist and get a cortisone injection in my foot because it was just like, it was like a level 2 sprain, like where like the ligaments tear. And I actually haven't been able to fursuit because I haven't been able to put on my shoes. But I actually got them on today.
Yay.
But I still have my ankle brace on.
Yes.
So yeah, no. So I was half for the Who's Lion at Aquatifer. I was half in a wheelchair and half on crutches.
See, when you said, I fell down some stairs, I was in a wheelchair, and I just can't help but think of, why are you going down the stairs in a wheelchair?
No, I was not going down the stairs in a wheelchair. No, seriously, like, I'm not even kidding you. So, like, when I was, like, when it was injured, I was going down the stairs like this.
Just,
That's how I was going down the stairs for, like, a month.
you're just like, not risking it. My mortal enemy.
No, that's, like, not the first time I've fallen down those stairs. It's ridiculous. Like, and it's always, like, the same step that I slip on. I don't know what the hell.
But I thought you had all-wheel drive.
I think that's the problem.
All you do is, hi, I'm MJ. Welcome to Furry Jackass. Wheelchair.
No, seriously. No, okay, so that actually reminds me, I said if I got to 100 subscribers on YouTube that I would do a Jackass style video, but I think I'm gonna have to make it 500 subscribers.
Oh, jeez.
If I do 500, because that'll give me enough time for my ankle to heal, and then I'll just do some Jackass stunts.
Subscribe to Coloring Book Dog on YouTube.
Yes, hashtag.
Yeah, subscribe to Coloring Book Dog on YouTube. But
I'm sorry, I'm still fixated on that. You on a wheelchair, right? This seems like a good idea.
I was just like,
What gears are
okay.
parachutes?
So at Aquatifer, they have this underground tunnel that goes to the pool, and it has like ramps. And so like I was like wheeling the wheelchair. Well, because I came in on crutches, and then the hotel's like, you know, we have wheelchairs you can just like use, and I'm like, fuck yeah, sorry, heck yeah. So I rent one, and then we're going to the pool, and I'm like wheeling, and then there's like ramps, so I just like. I just like rolled down it, and the wheelchair started going.
They're like, this is poor life choices.
Yeah, and like all these other people around are like, what is wrong with this handicapped person? Like, what is going on here? But yeah, I was just like, woo! Like it got up there in speed.
And nobody's gonna stop you because they don't know why you're handicapped. They might think you're gifted.
I'm gifted.
And they're not gonna go, no, you can't do that. You'd be like,
you're like, excuse me?
they're having a good time at least.
Yeah, oh no, the wheelchair definitely helped. So.
I do apologize. I do have to get going, unfortunately, because I got another panel in.
No, I understand.
Absolutely. What time is it? Just
it's noon now.
Oh, okay. So we got like a half hour to.
I have to get ready for the charity auction. So.
Oh yeah. Someone has to let me know what the iron fursuit heads go for, because I'm gonna leave after this panel.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did iron fursuit, which is like I have to do it again at this con this year.
I'll try to message you.
Oh yeah, please
Since
let
I'll
me
be
know.
there, I'll just telegram
Right.
you.
Yeah, that's absolutely
So,
fine.
Lord Pandas, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
I'll go find Fur and tell him to get him down here.
Kick him in the shin.
So kind of the fun part about being guest of honor is that it like never, at this con in particular, is that it never really ends. We're all like really good friends. We all talk to each other on Telegram. Like this con picks like such awesome guests of honor that like we all just like hang out together and we make fun of each other. Being guest of honor at this con, as Fur said, is like being the skinniest kid at fat camp. But no, it's seriously so much fun, and we're such good friends. And kind of like one of the downsides, I think it's an upside, but my friends think it's a downside, is that I'm involved with so many panels that I don't really have a lot of time to like hang out with people. Like most of the time, like people see me like rushing through the hallway, like headed to my next panel. And yeah, with my wheelchair. Hey, at that con I only had one, or did I have one panel? Did I have one panel at that con, or two? Just one, I just had Who's Line. Okay. And so like at this con I had like 9 different panels that I had to do, so it was like back to back to back to back, and my friends were getting like really irritated with me because like one of my friends was like, you're abandoning me, you hate me, and I'm like, literally dude, I sent you my schedule, look at it. I mean, it's like, so I had to make a tweet about it last night because it was like, I feel really bad because I want to hang out with people, but like I always tell people the best way to hang out with me is to come to my panels. You know, I would love to have 2 hours to hang out with every single one of my friends here, but at Fursquared it's impossible.
So,
at MFF, at Quadifer, totally different. Just Fursquared, man.
Yeah, it's a definitely a busy con. Well,
but I look forward to it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's something I was looking forward to like this whole year, like especially like when I'm like writing my panel descriptions, submitting those. It was just like, I'm like so excited. I'm like, I can't wait to do Coming and Going. I can't wait to do Iron Fursuit here. Like I was like, him and me were talking about Coming and Going like literally since the last Coming and Going.
Yeah, we're like, this is gonna be so fun. We get to talk to people. I will say one of the things, like my approach is like, even when I was guest of honor, I essentially did the exact same thing I've been doing, which is just running around and being crazy.
Yeah.
And making new convention rules apparently.
Yeah.
But there's
the need for convention rules that people didn't think would ever have to exist. Ceiling tiles.
Actually, oftentimes I feel really, really bad because I love talking with everybody and joking and stuff like that. And there's been a lot of people like, oh, hey, Sam. It's like, oh, hey, and I feel bad for 2 things. It's one, it's really hard to remember everyone. Like, there's a sense of familiarity.
Oh yeah, I have face blindness. Like no joke. I was assaulted when I was 11, and they kicked the side of the brain that like. I had like a concussion. They kicked the side of the brain that has to do with facial recognition. So if you guys come up to me and you've met me before and I don't seem like I know you, please don't be offended. I'm just like literally face blind. Like I cannot, it takes a very long time for me to remember somebody's face.
And so I feel kind of bad about that because I wish I could remember everybody, but I fortunately don't have an eidetic memory. The other thing is, there's a lot, I am more than happy to spend time with people, like joke with them, laugh with them, hang out with them. Do this, oh hey, come play this game. Okay, sure. there are times where it's just basically I am just really held down and I'm just like, I'm so sorry, I have to be here, this is what I'm scheduled to be over here, or there's a person over here waiting for me and stuff like that. So I'll say, like, as far as guests of honor, we are still regular people. For the most part, we are fairly approachable.
Oh yeah, no, I love when people come up and talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, just because I have to be at another panel, like, right away, like, that is actually, like, I hate that. Like, I hate, like, when I'm, like, I'm talking to somebody who's interesting, but, you know, it's kind of like a, you know, it's give and take. It's like, I really, really love being part of the panels, but I also really, really like talking to people and spending time with people and hearing their stories and telling stories to them. You know, that's such a great part of, like, something like Who's Lion. Like, I'm so happy that I started it because it's like I've met so many interesting people. You know, that's kind of how I met Alkali through it. Like, I knew Alkali from our former meets, but he came to the first Who's Lion, and I'm like, the next year I was like, man, you really need to help with this panel next year, because he was great. Like, we have pictures of baby Alkali at.
Oh yes.
Yeah, him like in 2006. So.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about when they dressed up, when somebody dressed up their kid like Alkali and put on the stage like you're the dad now.
Oh no!
I remember that.
That's yeah, no, like we have literal, like he's like, you know, in his like early 20s, like it's adorable.
Yes, I have seen that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's almost like a whole, I can see the hope still in his eyes.
I know. He looks pretty much the same, but he just kind of like, he's like scaled down like a little bit. Like,
It's like those sponges that expand, somebody dropped water on him and he went.
Yeah. But he still has the top hat in the picture and the suit coat. So.
But yeah, I will also say I am sorry for all of you because some of you, maybe not necessarily anybody here specifically, but there's times that people get on the elevator with me and the whole time I just give them pun after pun after pun. Like dad joke humor, I wish I had kids so I could be a dad joke humor kind of puns. You know, like even down to going to like the most basic ones like, man, do you like my sharp wit? I hope you get the point. And then like they're just, oh no, stop, please, please stop. Go away. I'm like, I wish I could. As we're going down the elevator, be like, I have a sinking feeling that
Oh, come on!
If you don't press all the buttons, you're good.
You do like the elf?
It's like a Christmas tree.
Oh, it's like a Christmas tree, yeah.
You should not do that to people. Actually,
Oh my god, I saw this prank video online. Like, okay, if you guys like pranks, go like watch Ross Creations. Freaking hilarious. He bought elevator buttons that looked exactly like the elevator buttons in this one building, and he just reversed them. And he just like stuck them on and reversed them. So when you would like put, like if you wanted to go to the 8th floor, it actually took you to the 3rd floor. If you wanted to go to the lobby, it took you like to the 12th floor. And people are just sitting in this elevator and they're just so confused. Like, it's so funny. And he's sitting in the elevator with them. Like, it's great.
yeah.
So yeah, someone needs to do that here.
No, no.
Don't give them ideas.
Yeah.
Man, you're
Well, now it's on video, so if someone does it, I'm the one that's gonna get in
Don't
trouble.
create rules without actually doing something.
Yeah.
Don't find reasons to have COD rules.
We won't do it to both elevators, just to one.
No.
Yeah. Just do it to one of the elevators.
I know nothing. I have nothing.
I have nothing to do with it.
this.
They're gonna be like, hey, I heard Semjay say something about that at that Coming and Going panel last year.
It's like, oh look, scheduling.
I'm like literally such a bad influence.
They're gonna look at it next and be like, oh, scheduling.
Like
Coming
people are
and
like,
going. Let's
like,
say no.
everyone's like, oh hey, there's kids here, and I'm like, don't swear, and then like it unintentionally like explodes out of me. It's like, you know, like I drop F-bombs and, you know, various other swears just in casual conversations. So having to keep Who's Lion PG-13 is extremely difficult for me. But I will say that I was on the improv troupe in high school, and we were not allowed to be dirty because, you know, it's school, and we would like go around to like middle schools and perform for them and whatever. So we couldn't talk about sex or swear or anything like that. And we had a swear jar, so we had to pay into it. You know, we got like a pizza party or whatever, but we had to pay into it every single time.
So wait. You were getting rewarded
Yes.
for
We were, but yeah, every time we swore, we had to put money in the swear jar. I think it was like 50 cents or a quarter or whatever in the swear jar. Like, sometimes I would just be like, it's going to be one of those days, and I'd go up there and I'd put a 5 in there. And I just knew that I was going to, it was like a prepayment for all the swear words. But I will say that having to do that, having to basically not go for the easy, sex joke or poop joke or something like that.
The low-hanging fruit.
The low-hanging fruit. That really helped me as an improv actor to find other ways to get laughs. Doing Who's Line going from basically 18 plus to PG-13. It's a little bit of an adjustment, but it's like at least I have experience doing that. Like I really thank my teacher for that because
trying to force the scenario.
Yeah, like one time we were doing the dating game at my high school, and this was just during practice. We had improv Fridays.
Wait, I thought that was just high school in general.
Yeah, no, it is like the dating game. But we were sitting there, and the teacher she's like, all right, you guys can do improv. I gotta go to like the teacher's lounge and do something. So we're like, all right, she's gone. We can do whatever we want. So I'm up there, and we're doing the dating game. And my quirk was that I was a necrophiliac.
Oh, no, Lord.
And I didn't see her walk into the room. So I had my back to the door, like we had all the chairs set up, and the guy goes, the one that was the dating game goes, if I was the flavor of ice cream, what would you want me to be? And I said anything cold and blue. And then the whole class erupted, and like we were like dying laughing, and the teacher was right behind me, and she goes, all right, what is Sema? And I'm like, necrophiliac. She's like, put money in the swear jar, no improv Fridays, that's it. You guys lost improv Fridays for 2 weeks. But it was so funny that it was worth it.
So it's actually, Boozy's poor kids.
I know, like I think
Boozy's poor kids.
Yeah, no, I try to like avoid them just because I'm like I don't trust myself to like not talk about something inappropriate.
Oh, guess what I did?
Yeah, exactly.
So I was walking with him and a couple of people leaving from a panel, and
I can't use my phone.
It started where like I was talking to Boozy about like different laws and stuff like funny laws and blue laws and their phrasing, wording, and why they're put in specifically and stuff like that. And I learned a few things actually. Well, it turned into this thing where me and this one guy were having conversations about certain blue laws. Then we started talking about the ones where they involve like there's apparently in Texas a limit on how many dildos you can own and.
No, that's in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh,
You're only allowed to own 3 sex toys.
Yeah, stuff like that and.
And Tucson, women are required to wear, are not allowed to wear pants.
But there's also like other ones that involved animals, I'll say. And this whole time we're talking about this like we're not being loud so that everybody in the hallways can hear us and stuff like that. And we're talking, and all of a sudden I look behind me, and his daughter is right there.
Oh no!
And I'm like, oh. I should stop talking
That's
now.
exactly why I avoid children, because I don't trust myself.
The kids are fine. I'm the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm just like, I need to go.
And I walked up to Boozy, like, Boozy, I'm so sorry. Your daughter probably learned some things. Or even then, when I got put on the spot, like, because they were having, I forget what the panel was, but it was, Boozy and a couple of them were like having apparently discussions about like what's the most rudest animals and stuff like that, like people posing questions, and they had like a debate thing, and his daughter's up there, and somebody's like asking about between badgers and foxes who has the bigger dick. I'm like, I look over and I see her, and Boozy's like, cover your ears, child. Keep humming.
It made it actually better because it was like a real awkwardness.
It was, but me being the king of awkward, I had an answer immediately.
Yeah.
I was just concerned about the youth.
What was it again?
No,
what was the answer? I know what the question was.
No, the answer I gave and managed to fortunately save Boozy from getting yelled at for saying something inappropriate in front of his dog. He's like, I relent, was, well, from what I understand, foxes apparently have interchangeables and oftentimes are paired as horses, if you guys know what I mean. I'm doing my best to be PG about this.
Yeah, there's no way around that one.
And that was the best I could do. And people laughed, and Boozy's like, this isn't out for me. I have no answer, this guy wins.
Yeah.
There's also, oh my lord, I just remember that story. So, when I was on the Dragon Show, 2 years ago, like here at Fursquared, this guest, like, well, first off, they're like, Zen, get your ass down here. Because I went to go take a nap, and I just happened to wake up to see Xander messaging me, like, oh crap, I was supposed to be there half an hour ago. Throw on clothes, run down there. Hey, what's up, guys? And I actually managed to do this whole thing where they're like, hey, anybody up here have any con horror stories? I'm like, yes, let me tell you a story about this one time when somebody commissioned me some adult themed things that was quite extraordinary. To give you guys a basis, it involved a character, somebody's persona, who was a jackal that was a ghoul, and he was sitting on a pile of bones, like actual bones, no euphemism there, but he was trying, how many bones are in the human body?
200 so?
206?
So we'll say 206. He was trying to make it 207. And I'll leave it at that. They're like, and at first I was like, no, you can't tell this. There are children out here. It's like, challenge accepted. So I actually managed to convey the story of this most colorful image without saying anything that would make it PG, beyond PG-13, but yet people kind of got the idea of what was going on. So it's just, but yeah, when I started talking about it, like, no!
You basically did like the way that they put dirty jokes into SpongeBob. You know?
Pretty much, or
Yeah,
like anything. Yeah, it's like where you still
Like, yeah, like when you're a kid, you don't realize it, and then you rewatch those shows as an adult, and you're like, whoa, really?
I can't believe Pepe Le Pew is such a sex offender.
Oh my god, yes!
Well, yeah,
well, he did put the sensual and non-consensual though.
Yeah. So that's
a bad joke. A bad dad joke.
So I guess I'm kind of wondering, like, did any of you guys have any like questions, like about like what it's like to be guest of honor, or any questions for us and like our contributions to the fandom and?
Or why we do some of the things we do.
Yeah, things like that. Like I don't know if you guys have any questions about
Would
that.
you even be able to answer that, Zen?
I know I can't answer it.
No, my answer to that is, as per the phrase that I coined that other people have been starting to use, like guests of honors and certain staff members.
Hey, I'm here for the panel.
Hey! He's here to save the day! Hi, you're only 71 minutes late!
Yay! Wait, which panel is this one?
Coming and going, and you know what, screw it, it's coming and going and sucking.
Yay!
Yay!
So we have the coming and the going and the sucking. We're good. All right.
So, Fur.
There is no such thing as a really quick game of werewolf.
No, there's not. No, there's not.
I was so sure I was just gonna like, yeah, I'll play because I die the first round. No, right to the very fucking end.
Oh my god.
So, Fur, how did you become guest of honor? Was it because you showed up late to things?
I wasn't there to say no.
I can relate because they kept saying, do you want to be on this? Sure. Do you want to do this? Sure. Can you be on this panel? Sure. Can you go do this? Sure. I don't know what no is, apparently.
Do my laundry?
What?
Your laundry?
Yeah.
He's making a request like
He's useful.
Did you guys know that someone stole one of the microwaves from the hallway and brought it into their room?
Is that why I saw a microwave floating around the hallways?
Yeah.
Floor 6, right?
I can't remember, but
so,
yeah. So what happened was, like my one friend told me that
Does Alkali know yet?
I have no idea.
Oh.
But basically, they have the microwaves in the hallway, like by the vending machines. And my one friend was using said microwave for the first day of the con, and then when he went to go use it again, it was gone. So I'm pretty sure it ended up in someone's room because they were mad that there wasn't like one of those in their room.
Yeah, sure.
If you want your fridge colder, open up the wood door and leave it open because they're not vented properly, and that's why they don't get that cold.
Oh man.
I had to defrost it and do that, and I have to remember to do that.
Yeah. You can also, like, on a side note, like, if forever with your rooms, if you notice that there's something, like, if it, like, was, like, frosting up and stuff like that, that might be a functionality problem. So if you see anything wrong with the hotel, like, don't go to, like, oh, there's the doorstop fell off here, or oh, there's the wall paint over here is peeling up slightly. I'm talking about stuff like what happened with me, where my bed fell apart, and not for the reasons you guys think. I wish it was for those reasons, but it wasn't.
Don't wear your power armor to bed.
Yeah, don't.
Sorry, I just can't help but have the power play.
And you weren't lucky.
Don't.
But no, in all seriousness, if stuff like that happens, do let them know. Be respectful. Like, if it's an actual issue, like I said, it's like, oh, the hanger fell, and like, no, don't bug them about that. If it's water's falling in through my ceiling, tell them about that. They'll probably already know, but tell them about it.
But if you're not confrontational, you
Have
don't
somebody
have to
else do
say
it for
anything
you.
because it'll go through the floor of your floor and through the next person's ceiling.
So,
And then they'll complain.
Then
And
they'll
then they'll blame
complain.
you.
No, as long as it's coming from the ceiling above.
Yeah. Yeah. Hotels have an engineering department to fix all those problems,
Yep.
and they literally have like 15 replacement hotel rooms like back in storage. So if you have something that breaks, they've got plenty of space.
yeah, they'll wheel it out, then they pull ripcord as
Yeah, they've got replacement beds back there. I've seen it. It's cool.
We ended up in okay, so I was helping Twin Tail Creations, I don't know if you guys know them, that's an adult toy company, so don't, if you're not of age. But anyway, I was helping them I picked them up from the airport for MFF.
What, the toys or the people?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so yeah, my car was full of it. And so we were trying to find, they were in the executive wing of the MFF hotel, and they were like, we need to find because they were heavy, like these are like 50-pound totes. So, but we had to walk in.
So quality.
Yeah, so we had to walk in through one of the things and walk all the way to the executive wing. It was like a freaking like half mile. And so we were trying to find another exit, and we ended up in this room at the bottom of the stairs in the executive wing that was so creepy. It had just like beds stacked, and there was like very minimal light, and it said like employees only. And so of course, my friend goes in there, and they go in there and they look around the corner, and then there's also this, like, so next to that one, at the bottom of the stairs, so there's that door, and it goes into the room with just all the beds and like extra linens. And then right next to it, there's, instead of more stairs, there's a wooden, like what is that stuff called? Particle board door with a lock on it. It's just, and the door is not even like a full-size door. It's like this like little mini door. And I'm like, what the hell do they have in there? So yeah, we ended up in that room, and that was very interesting. We did not find an exit though, so we had to carry the 50-pound totes. Like,
They just left the dildos down there.
yeah, we were just like, and then.
How did we end up talking about dildos?
Because you're at a panel with me.
Okay, yeah, finish.
They're
They're really into it now.
Yeah.
Actually, keep going. They're into it.
I used to work for an adult toy company, so it's kind of one of my specialties.
I like that pause you gave it. It's kind of one of my
Specialties.
Yeah.
Like
So,
I know way too much about that stuff.
Yeah.
Like people ask me questions and they're like, you know, they expect like, well, yeah, this, and no, they get like this long explanation for, well, the reason we use materials like that is blah 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 blah, and like it's just it's useless knowledge because I don't work for a company like that anymore. So
Why does RTV silicone smell like salt and vinegar potato chips?
my god, I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Dude, next time, like, you'll notice, like, as it's curing, it smells like
potato chips?
Yeah, it's
Which silicone?
like RTD, any room temperature, like, curing
Oh my
silicone.
god. Yeah, I never noticed that. I always just thought it smelled like chemically.
I am learning so many things.
Well, the thing about room temperature vulcanization and silicone, which is what most dildos are made out of, most, like, the super sauce are probably tin cure, but, I used to make models for theme parks, so I know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and see, but no, the cool thing is because the way it actually cures is it pulls moisture out of the air and it turns
Yeah.
it literally into vinegar. So that's the smell. So like
It smells like, yeah.
if you have a batch of dildos you're curing, just take a nice big whiff of it and it smells like salt and vinegar chips and you get hungry every time.
Our production room, our production room didn't ever smell like it.
There's
Like
something going
silicone,
on
like
tonight.
to me, well, it was food grade, medical grade silicone.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was necessarily
Okay.
the same.
Yeah.
And we had a separate room that was like controlled temperature because, like you said, the moisture
Yeah.
in the air. And
Wait, you say food grade, does that mean that you're making edibles?
Wait,
you can
yeah.
eat out of it. Like, you know how like you have like silicone ice cube trays?
Yeah.
That's the same. It's like the same type of silicone.
Oh, so my ice tray might have been inside of somebody once.
No, unfortunately,
Yes.
unfortunately, it's not reusable. So all of the flashing that we always had, it basically just went in the garbage because there's nothing you can do about it. Like, I wish that there was like some way to like recycle.
Well,
Because like the flashing is like the extra stuff, or like the stuff that we accidentally
Yeah.
spilled on the floor. Yeah.
Shred it, sell it to a playground.
Well, we actually looked into that, and we couldn't find any companies that did
yeah,
that.
they only
Like,
like
we
Yeah.
don't want that association.
Yeah, exactly. No, we literally tried. We were like, we want to find like some place to, because it feels so wasteful,
Dude, you know what? Have you ever heard? Have you seen the my comfy my pillows that
Yes,
that weird
yeah.
dude? How it's like made out of lumpy bits of foam?
Yeah,
Do that.
it would not be comfortable.
Someone would buy it.
Even with the 2-level silicone, so they have like they're rated by number. There's 2, 3, 5, and 8, and there's 10 too. But yeah, even the 2, that would not be a comfy bed.
So
It'd be very jammy.
This is more on the topic of the panel.
Oh, we don't
Yeah.
want that.
Oh, yeah,
no, this is literally just we talk about anything and everything.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
But go ahead,
Question. I'm sure you probably get asked a lot by people who say, how do I become a guest of honor? What is your response to people who ask those questions?
How do you become a guest of honor at this con, or just cons in general? Because
In
there's 2
general, I
different
think, because
answers.
there are a lot of people who are like, they see what you guys do and go, man, I want to be a guest of honor too.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
How do they do, how do you respond to that?
I actually tell. Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, you go
Okay,
first.
So.
I've got a sarcastic answer.
You would. The honest truth of that is, don't go in. And I kind of said it sort of earlier, but to delve into more, don't go in expecting I want them to choose me. In fact, I actually had that kind of conversation with somebody where they did bring that up. It's like, oh, I just want to be a guest of honor. It's like, you know what? At least at this con specifically, they see people, and they already have an idea as they see people coming in, and the staff keeps an eye out. And it's not that they're trying to do it to fulfill the convention of like, oh, look, we have guests of honors like this person, that person. No, they actually want to find people that stand out, that they're funny, that they have a talent, that they did something amazing, just something that's out of the ordinary, but that they're doing it for the sake of doing it, not to get attention, but to contribute to the convention or to the experience of other people. So don't go in and trying to expect to get a guest of honor name slapped on you or anything like that. Just honestly enjoy the con to the fullest. If you do want to actually be more involved, then have something that you enjoy. Art, music, singing, dancing, whatever it is. Entertain the people, talk to them, go to panels, submit panels, stuff
Yes,
like that.
that's it's going to be my answer.
Yeah.
That's how I became guest of honor, is because I had an idea, what is it, like 13 years ago, where I was just like, man, I really miss improv. When because I did the improv in high school. I really miss improv. I wonder if I could do a panel like that.
Yep.
And I ended up doing the panel, and it really kind of took off. And I brought Alkali into it, and then they wanted to do a convention, and he was insistent to make me guest of honor. Because of Who's Lion, because, I think Who's Lion and his involvement in it had a lot to do with how this panel, or how this con got started. Like, it just connected the right people to the right people, and, you know, a lot of us met each other through Who's Lion. And, like, the first time I really saw him, like, other than at the Meet the Guest of Honor panel, was him doing the worm on stage at Celebrity Who's Lion. That's like my first memory of him. It's just him doing the worm, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is flippin' hilarious. What the hell? So, you know, stuff like that. Like, definitely, if you have a good idea for a panel, definitely submit it, and, you know, it could take off.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. The long and short of it is, don't go expecting to try to get them. And mind you, it does look nice. It does look flashy. Your name goes on things. You get noticed, especially if you have like a YouTube channel or Twitch channel and stuff like that, or FA, so on and so forth. But it is a lot of work. Like,
yes,
when I said I had almost no sleep, I was barely able to eat. It's because I was on so many panels and doing so many things that it was really hard for me to schedule my own personal time to just even take care of myself.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of work. Granted, for me, that was kind of win-win because I wanted to do stuff.
That's how I am too. That's why at this con I have like so many panels, and like I said, I feel really bad that I can't hang out with like everyone who wants to hang out with me. But it's like, this is what I look forward to every year. Is this con? This is the con I do the most panels at. Like, you know, I go to IFC and MFF and I have like 2 or 3 panels or something like that. But here it's like 8. So it's just, you know, that's what I want to do. Like, that's what I enjoy about this con, and that's why it's my favorite con. You know, it's just, it's always a good time, and, you know, I feel bad that I don't get to hang out with everybody, but...
So I'm guest of honor coming up at MCFC, and just to rag on that, not to also name drop that I get to be guest of honor twice. So their programming just got finalized, and they sent me the list, and I sent them a few panels that I wanted to run, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to be on this one, this one, this one, this one. Your lunch is 12:30 to 1:15 because you got to get back in time for the Furrywood Squares or the Furry Match Game. Oh, by the way, what are you going to be out as a super sponsor gift to everyone? Oh, by the way, it's a lot of work. But I think, just to answer your question, if you want to become guest of honor somewhere, and this is going to sound completely narcissistic, or not narcissistic, but it's going to sound completely sarcastic, but it isn't. Do something that's worthy of being fucking guest of honor.
Yeah.
Make some panels, do something, because the thing is, guest of honor has to somewhat stand out or fill some kind of need that the convention wants. Guest of honor is nothing more than an advertising tool for the convention. They are trying to use your name to promote themselves.
Wait, I was just a tool?
Yeah!
Oh.
You are a tool.
Look, they made you do this panel too.
Actually, yes, they made me do this.
Think about it this way. All these people paid probably, what, $30, $40 for their registration. Let's say they each go to 5 panels a piece. They're paying $8 to the convention, and you're giving them the convention that $8.
Where's my money?
Exactly.
It's all scam.
It all goes to the charity anyway.
Yeah.
And security and all that stuff.
And security,
I want to go home, but I'm like seriously half tempted to stay for the charity auction. I need to relieve my parents of their dog sitting duties.
Yeah.
I have 5 dogs, including him, and my poor parents are watching 4 of them.
Oh my god.
They're like, doggone it.
Yeah. No, my dogs are actually pretty well behaved, but that's, I mean, having that, they have their own dog too, so going from 1 dog to 5 dogs is, for a weekend, is pretty tough. So I gotta relieve them of their duties. I'm like half considering staying for this.
Stay for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll stay. I think I'll stay for it. I'll
Hey,
get
off topic, I want to hear the story of when I stole a guest of honor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Did you kidnap someone?
Yeah, I did. It legally accounts as kidnapping.
Alright.
But this wasn't me, was it? Because I don't remember a lot of things.
No, this was actually last year. We had Golden Druid was the guest of honor.
Oh.
Golden Druid, I'm from Orlando. Golden Druid also was from Orlando. And what happened was, so if you're a guest of honor, you usually get a few perks. They usually pay for your hotel room, they pay for your flight up, And they'll throw in some other stuff, like they'll buy you drinks at the convention,
Your
or
memberships comp.
your memberships usually always count. One of the things that conventions have been doing recently is that they will buy your transportation, some kind of nice transportation from the airport to the hotel. Like for example, MFF for that 5-minute drive gets you a fucking Hummer limo.
Wow.
Man, this is great. Oh, we're here.
Oh, we're here.
So, Golden Druid flew up on the same flight as me from Orlando to the airport. So I'm going to preface this by saying this hotel has a shuttle from the airport to the hotel. Most people don't know this because you all drive from Chicago. But
Accurate.
so, and what you do is you call the hotel and you say, "Hey hotel, I'm here. When's the next shuttle?" They put your name on the list and you go. So I arrive and I call the hotel and I say, "Hey hotel, I'm here. When's the next shuttle?" And they said, "Oh, our shuttle driver called out sick. If you get a taxi, we will just reimburse you when you get to the hotel." I said, "Fantastic. Thank you for letting me know that." And then I go to the baggage claim to get my bag. I get my bag and I see Golden Druid there. "Oh, hello, Golden Druid. I didn't know you were on my flight." "Yeah, we were in the back. We saw you, but you didn't see us." "That's creepy." "Oh, well, oh, you have your bag now? Yeah, sweet. All right. Hey, did you happen to, they were talking about a shuttle. Do you know any information about that?" "Well, actually, Golden Druid, I just called the hotel and they said the shuttle was broken down. Let us save everyone a little bit of a headache and share a taxi to the hotel." So Golden Druid and I get in a taxi and we start heading to the hotel. And then Golden Druid gets a phone call. It's Dragger, the head of registry, or the vice chair of this convention, going blah 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 blah. And Golden Druid says, "No, I just took a taxi. I'm on the way in. We heard that the shuttle wasn't working." "Yeah, no worries. We'll be there in a little bit. Bye." Click. I said, "What was that about?" "Oh, that was weird. Dragger told me that there was someone waiting. The shuttle was waiting for me at the airport." "Huh, that's interesting. I called them and they said that the shuttle was down." "Yeah, weird. Huh. So we get to the hotel. Golden Druid goes to check in. I go to check in. Everything's hunky dory. I give them the receipt from the taxi. They reimburse me. It's all perfectly dandy. And then I see Dragger in the lobby. I say, "Dragger, how are you doing?" And he doesn't look at me. He doesn't say anything. It's not his usual chipper hi for "how are you doing?" He says they took a goddamn taxi. And I say, "Who took a taxi?" "Golden Druid, our artist of honor, took a taxi." I say, "Why would they take a taxi?" "Well, we told them that we were going to give them a shuttle, but we bought them a limo."
Oh, God.
It took a few days, but Dragger realized that I was the one who kidnapped them. In my defense, I was guest of honor in year number 2 when Fursquared didn't have as much money. So I had to take a shuttle in.
That's your justification for kidnapping somebody? You didn't get a limo?
Not a jury in the world would convict me! You guys get to hear that, because I'm going to tell that at Con Horror Stories next year when the 2 years elapse. But congratulations.
Oh. Remember, this is recorded.
Oh, well, it doesn't.
Too little, too late.
So I have to double check really quick. Does anybody know if there was a panel that was scheduled for after this one?
The charity auction.
Yeah, the charity auction. Hey guys, let's go spend money at the charity auction.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you for coming. I hope you got some insight or amusement out of it. And go forth and con some more.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, as a side note, if anyone has some single dollar bills they want to donate to the charity and they don't want to give it, say, to the charity auction or throw it into the tip bucket, if you go on the stage in the main events room, you'll notice there are 2 inflatable skunks. On the left side skunk, there is a zipper on his tail. Stick the dollars in there. We're going to fill it up with money and make Alkali dig dollar bills out of the skunk's ass.
Oh my
There's already
God.
like $150 in there. It's kind of awesome.
Silver Gattoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gattoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gattoman, you video that's not a jibe. all of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.